Alright, we're on 2 Samuel and chapter 5. Then came all the tribes of Israel to David unto Hebron, and spoke, saying, Behold, we are thy bone and thy flesh. Also in time past, when Saul was king over us, thou wast he was leastest out of the broadest in Israel, and the Lord said to thee, Thou shalt feed my people Israel, and thou shalt be captain over Israel. So all the elders of Israel came to the king of Hebron, and the king of David made a league with them in Hebron before the Lord, and they anointed David king over Israel. David was 30 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 40 years. In Hebron he reigned over Judah 7 years and 6 months, and in Jerusalem he reigned 33 years over Israel and Judah. And the king and his men went to Jerusalem unto the Jebusites, the inhabitants of the land, which spoke unto David, saying, Exalt thou to take away the blind and the lame, thou shalt not come in hither, thinking David cannot come in thither. Nevertheless, David took the stronghold of Zion, the same is the city of David. And David said on that day, Whosoever getteth up to the gutter, and smiteth the Jebusite, and the lame and the blind, that are hated of David's soul, he shall be chief and captain. Therefore they said, The blind and the lame shall not come into the house. So David dwelt in the fort, and called it the city of David. And David built round about from Millo and inward. And David went on and grew great, and the Lord God of hosts was with him. And Hiram, king of Tyre, sent messages to David, and cedar trees, and carpenters, and masons, and they built David a house. And David perceived that the Lord had established him king over Israel, and that he had exalted his kingdom for his people Israel's sake. And David took him more concubines and wives out of Jerusalem after he was come from Hebron, and there were yet sons and daughters born unto David. And these be the names of those that were born unto him in Jerusalem: Shemahu, and Shobab, and Nathan, and Solomon. Oh my gosh, I'm skipping down. 17. He has a couple more names. But when the Philistines heard that they had anointed David king over Israel, all the Philistines came to seek David, and David heard of it, and went down to the hold. And the Philistines also came and spread themselves in the valley of Rephaim. And David inquired of the Lord, saying, Shall I go up to the Philistine? Won't thou deliver them into my hand? And the Lord said unto David, Go up, for I will doubtless deliver the Philistines into thy hands. My eyes are messing up on me tonight. Alright, and David came to Belperazim, and David smote them there, and said, The Lord hath broken forth upon my enemies before me, as the branch of waters. Therefore he called the name of that place Baalim Perazim. I thought he went and lived with the Philistines for a while. Alright, maybe not. And there they left their image, and David and his men burned them. And the Philistines came up yet again, and spread themselves in the valley of Rephaim. And when David inquired of the Lord, he said, Thou shalt not go up, but fetch a compass behind them, and come upon them over against the mulberry tree. And let it be, when thou hearest the sound of the going in the top of the mulberry tree, that then thou shalt bestir thyself, for then shall the Lord go out before thee, and smite the host of the Philistines. And David did so, and as the Lord commanded him, he smote the Philistines from Geba until thou come to Gazer. I think I got too much sleepy in my eyes. Alright, we're on chapter 6. What'd you say?
I was talking about.
Oh. Again, David gathered together all the chosen men of Israel, 30,000. And David arose and went with all the people that were with him from Baale of Judah to bring up thence the ark of God, whose name is called by the name of the Lord of hosts, that dwelleth between the cherubims. And they set the ark of God upon a new cart, and brought it out of the house of Abinadab that was in Gibeah, and Uzal and Ahu, the son of Abinadab, drove the new cart. And they brought it out of the house of Abinadab, which was at Gibeah, accompanying the ark of God. And Ahu went before the ark. And David and all the house of Israel played before the Lord on all manners of instrument made of fir wood, even on the harp, and on the psaltery, and on the timbrels, and on the cornet, and the cymbals. And when they came to Nacon's threshing floor, Uriah put forth his hand to the ark of God, and took hold of it, for the ox shook it. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Uzzah, and God smote him there for his error, and there he died at the ark of God. And David was displeased, because the Lord had made a branch upon Uriah, and he called the name of the place. Alright, since we had a call, I'm going to start with 8 again. And David was displeased because the Lord had made a branch upon Uriah, and he called the name of the place Perez Uriah to this day. And David was afraid of the Lord that day, and said, How shall the ark of God come unto me? So David should not remove the ark of the Lord unto him into the city of David. But David carried it aside into the house of Obed-Edom the Gittite. And the ark of the Lord continued in the house of Obed-Edom the Gittite 3 months. And the Lord blessed Obed-Edom and all his household. And it was told that King David said, The Lord had blessed the house of Obed-Edom and all that pertaineth unto him, because the ark of God. So David went and brought up the ark of God from the house of Obed-Edom unto the city of David with gladness. And it was so that when they that bore the ark of the Lord had gone 6 paces, he sanctified an ox, or sacrificed an ox and a fatling. And David danced before the Lord with all his might, and David was girded with a linen ephod. So David and all the house of Israel brought up the ark of the Lord with shouting and with sounds of the trumpets. And as the ark of the Lord came into the city of David, Michal, Saul's daughter, looked through a window and saw King David leaping and dancing before the Lord, and she displeased him in her heart. And they brought in the ark of the Lord and set it in his place in a midst of a tabernacle that David had pitched for it. And David offered burnt offering and peace offering before the Lord. And as soon as David had made an end of offering burnt offering and peace offering, he blessed the people in the name of the Lord of hosts. I gotta get something from my heartburn. Alrighty. And he dealt among all the people, even among the whole multitude of Israel, as well to the women as men, and every one a cake of bread, and a good piece of flesh, and a flagon of wine. So all the people departed, every one to his house. Then David returned to bless his household, and Michal, the daughter of Saul, came out to meet David, and said, How glorious was the king of Israel today, who uncovered himself today in the eyes of the handmaids of the servant, as one of a vain fellow, shamefully uncovering himself. And David said unto Michal, It was before the Lord, which chose me before thy father, and before all his house, to appoint me ruler over the people of the Lord, over Israel. Therefore I will play before the Lord. And I will yet be more vile than this, and I will be base in my own sight, and of the maidservants which thou hast spoken of them shall be in an honor. Therefore Michal, the daughter of Saul, had no children unto the day of her death. Alright, we're at chapter 7. And it came to pass, when the king sat in his house, and the Lord had given him rest around about from all his enemies, that the king said unto Nathan the prophet, See now, I dwell in a house of cedar, but the ark of God dwelleth within curtains. And Nathan said to the king, Go do all that is in thy heart, for the Lord is with thee. And it came to pass that night that the word of the Lord came unto Nathan, saying, Go and tell my servant David, Thus saith the Lord, Shalt thou build me a house for me to dwell in? Whereas I have not dwelled in any house since the time that I brought up the children of Israel out of Egypt, even to this day. But I have walked in a tent and in a tabernacle. In all the places wherein I have walked with all the children of Israel spoke I a word with any of the tribe of Israel, whom I command, to feed my people Israel, saying, Why build ye not me a house of cedar? Now therefore, so shalt thou say unto my servant David, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, I took thee from the sheepcote, and from following the sheep, to be ruler over my people, over Israel. And I was with thee wheresoever thou wentest, and I have cut off all thy enemies out of thy sight. And I have made thee a great name, like unto the name of the great men that are on the earth. Moreover, I will appoint a place for my people Israel, and I will plant them, and they may dwell in the place of their own, and they move no more. Neither shall the children of wickedness afflict them any more as before time. And as since the time that I command judges to be over my people Israel, and have caused thee to rest from all thine enemy, also the Lord telleth thee that he will make thee a house. And when thy days be fulfilled, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers. I will set up thy seed after thee, which shall proceed out of thy bowels, and I will establish the kingdom. He shall build a house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. I will be his father, and he shall be my son. If he commit iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of men, and with the stripe of the children of man. But my mercy shall not depart away from him, as I took it from Saul, whom I put away before thee. And thine house and thy kingdom shall be established forever before thee. Thy throne shall be established forever. According to all these words, and according to all this vision, so did Nathan speak unto David. Then went King David in and sat before the Lord, and he said, Who am I, O Lord God? And what is my house that thou hast brought me hitherto? And this was yet a small thing in my sight, O Lord God. But thou hast spoken also of thy servant's house for a great while to come. And is this the manner of man, O Lord God? And what can David say more unto thee? For thou, Lord God, knowest thy servant. For thy words spake, and according to thine own heart hast thou done all these great things to make thy servant know them. Wherefore thou art great, O Lord God, for there is none like thee, neither is there any God besides thee, according to all that we have heard with our ears. And what one nation in the earth is like thy people, even like Israel, who God went to redeem for a people to himself, and to make him a name, and to do for you great things and terrible for thy land before thy people, which thou redeemest to thee from Egypt, and from the nations of their gods. For thou hast confirmed to thyself thy people Israel, to be a people unto thee forever, and thou, Lord, art become their God. And now, O Lord God, the word that thou hast spoken concerning thy servant, and concerning his house, establish it forever, and do as thou hast said. And let thy name be magnified forever, saying, the Lord of hosts is the God over Israel. And let the house of thy servant David be established before thee. For thou, O Lord of hosts, God of Israel, has revealed to thy servant, saying, I will build thee a house. Therefore hath thy servant found in his heart to pray this prayer unto thee. And now, O Lord God, thou art that God, and thy word be true, and thou hast promised the goodness unto thy servant. Therefore now let it please thee to bless the house of thy servant, that it may continue forever before thee. For thou, O Lord God, hast spoken it, and with the blessing let the house of thy servant be blessed forever. Alright, we're on chapter 8, and we'll do it next time. Sorry, my eyes are kind of like messed up for some reason. They're blurry tonight. But I think I made it through it. Alright, we will see you tomorrow night. Thank you for listening.